Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, it's time for the VOD. And oh boy, howdy, you guys, everything you do, I can still hear. I can still hear. Tell the short demon I says plap. I'll be sure to do that. Hold on. You know what? Hello, Seraldin. Take that. You get this. And you want something fun, guys? We're back to OG model right now. We are back to OG. I don't like my Dr. Pepper. Here, you can have it. What do you not like it? Is this not good? I see how it is. Speaking of which, hold on. I need to grab something. Have returned with liquid refreshment. No wonder you host a talk show. Your voice is so smooth. Oh, damn it. So, oh my gosh, here we go. Speaking of which, I need to reset those. Oh my gosh. That was the most bottom sound ever. Hold on. We have adjusted. Val, you know I love you loads, you amazing. I know you do. I know you guys do. See, there we go. It starts. Val, that's me. That's me. My gosh. I'm sure you have a love. The one thing I have learned doing this show is my ability to be patient. Bits? Hello? Bits? Hold on. Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah, you did break it. That was actually really scary. Finch, thank you for the bits. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys did break it. You got a new 5K bit badge? Okay, so I gotta work with my artist to make a special 5,000 bit badge. I'm gonna bring that down a little more. But basically, oh my gosh, nothing wants to load. Everything just wants to stall because of this. Oh my gosh, streamer head bouncing like that punchy thing at the gym. Those are called speed bags. Fun fact. You know what? Oh man, I'd have to wait for it to get approved. It's not square shaped. What do you mean it's? Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Hey, Dommy Mommy, what's up? Sorry guys, I've been trying to fix some things and get some things taken care of. Square. Get some things taken care of, and by that I mean trying to make sure that everything is a-okay for the upcoming Maid stream, which guess what? Fun fact, the model is done. I finished it. I finished the model. Maid Val is now done. Can you believe it? 3D made. 3D made. Yay! Hey guys, guess what? Guess what? That 5,000-bit emote. I didn't have to get it approved. It's just there. So that means that... May I please see it? If I refresh chat. Is that Amy? Seems all of the fun people are here. All right, guys. 5,000 bits. That's what the emote is for 5,000 bits. So, only 2 people have access to it. If I had to guess, it's gonna be Finch, it's gonna be Taith in my head mod. So, some incentive. You get... no, you squeezing. So, anywho, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy because we get to have 3 episodes of the VOD this week, which, honestly, I'm really happy for, and I'm happy we don't do it every week. Because, you know... And I've said it before, where I always want to make sure that I keep it to 2 people a week. I don't want to take away from anybody who will be on, and I want to make sure that people don't get complacent and feel as though, man, there's 5 episodes of the VOD this week, I can skip one of them and see any of the other 4. And so I want to make sure that I think 2 is a good balance, because that way people are like, oh, I missed this one, I better make it to the next one. Thank you, Dami Mommy. I will hydrate. And guys, it's the VOD, so that means I'm drinking Dr. Pepper, which that was the rule I set for myself. Ah, that is crispy. So yeah. Hey, Willow. Dang, everybody is here, and I'm so happy. Also, I'm sipping on orange soda. Heck yeah, love orange soda. Love orange cream soda. Wait, how much Dr. Pepper do you drink in a week? Recently, maybe just 2 20-ounce bottles, but that's like on separate days. So maybe twice a week now.
What are your thoughts on tentacles?
We will get to tentacles in a moment. Don't worry, we'll get there. Sponsorship withdraw. Well, it's because I'm trying not to drink as much soda. 20 ounces is 566 grams. I don't know. Oh, we need that in milliliters. Wait, it says it. 591 milliliters. Do you want that in liters? It's half a liter. It's about half a liter. So yeah. Guest has tentacles. Yes. Don't worry, guys. Tentacles are on the way. So, also, thanks for watching me suffer in my crappy stream yesterday. Look, honestly, yeah. I'm really trying my best to make sure I get to people's streams and I watch it, because I want to make sure I support the people who support me. So yeah, anyway, enough about me. I have a tendency to get off track. Quickly blaze through our last episode of the VOD and our next episode of the VOD so we can get to today's episode. So, because I get very off track. So yeah, our last episode of the VOD, we actually had my head mod Tathan on the show, and he was a lot of fun because guess what? I've known this man for quite a few years. He's super funny, super cool, and not to mention, he has a lot of experience modding for 2 VTubers. Can you guess who one of them is? Okay. So he does that, and yeah, he's super funny, super cool. Now, our next guest is tomorrow, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I don't know what that is, GMT plus 0 or JP time. I'm not good at conversions. So yeah, I'm sorry. But we're going to be having it at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time because his name is Grimlen, and he's, I believe, in the... I think GMT plus 7 time zone, which is in the, like, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia kind of time zone. So yeah, we're having it early tomorrow. Plus, I also have to mix an orchestra, like a broadcast for an orchestra tomorrow. And yeah, that's going to consume half my day. So I'm super excited for tomorrow. Now, count you in? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I hope to see all of you there. And if you can't be there, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. The VODs of the VODs will be up on YouTube, so you can always watch it there. Guys, if you're not a part of the Discord, join the Discord. The Discord's super fun. It's super cool. You get to do a lot of fun things. You get to talk with a lot of cool people. And you, oh goodness, you even get to talk with me, which I think I'll see if I can be in the VC tonight after stream. So count on that. Anywho, enough about me. Let's talk about our guest today. Now, I first found out about our guest from our good buddy Rinthio. And every time I've tuned into them, they happen to be playing Warframe. Now, Warframe is a game I've been playing for years, and probably the past 3 years. I really enjoy it. It's really fun. A lot of people don't like it, but that's because it is a grindy game, but you get everything for free. Nonetheless, they are an incredibly wonderful and genuine person, which I've had a lot of time recently to talk with and learn. So I'm very excited for our guest today. So, with that in mind, today we will be welcoming in an eldritch entity to the show. They are the 24/7 host of D.E.A.D Entertainment, or Dead Entertainment, who has been struggling in the Orb Vallis, that's a place in Warframe, putting the pedal to the metal in the Olympic Exclusion Zone, and meeting quota for the company. Please welcome the undead entertainer herself, TheDarlingDaemon. Woo! I gotta connect my audio for a moment because I forgot to do that before stream. Hold on 1 second. All right. Sorry. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Trying to make sure Discord works. Perfect. Well, Damon, can I call you Damon? Can I call you the? You know.
Damon, darling, it doesn't matter.
Which would you prefer? Because I feel like Damon would be the most professional. I'd feel weird calling you darling every other sentence.
My friends call me Damon. My friends call me Scarlet. You can call me either or.
Interesting. Sounds like fun. Oh my gosh, all the tentacles in chat. I don't like the cat tentacle. No, bad Finch. Well, Finch. Okay, so fun fact, guys, before we continue, Finch single-handedly collapsed the fembuck economy, because if we look at my points, I have 8,245, but if we look at Finch's, I think I can do this. Finch has 15,000 because they decided to double theirs when they had 1780 or 7,800 points. My goodness, my economy has collapsed. Well, that's not the point. Finch, no! Stop! Finch is very lucky. So, but anywho, Damon, I'm gonna ask our first, and Rinthio just lost all of his.
Oh, goodness.
That's funny, considering I gave him 1,000 fembucks. It's time for me to ask our first, and in my opinion, most important question. That is, Damon, would you like? Hold on. Centipaddle, thank you for the follow. I get pelted with Dr. Pepper. Well, actually, I'll say. So, do you want me to say demon or do you want me to say Damon?
It is Damon, like a computer Damon.
Cool. That's what I was making sure. So, so Damon, who are you, and what is your story? Either who you are as a person, who you are as a VTuber, just what is your story of life, you know, from when you began? I mean, not like when you were born, but of course, you know, just becoming a VTuber.
So, I started streaming back in about 2018. I just started streaming pretty much as I would come home from work, and I would probably play about like 6 hours of Apex Legends, and I pretty much did that for like a year straight, and then I hit affiliate, and then I had like life things happen, and I took like 1 to 2 year break from streaming, and when I finally came back, I was like, I had a partner that had introduced me to like V Shoujo,
Yeah.
and like I was watching a lot of like Project Melodies and Treya, Fruit, and I just decided like I kind of want to do something like that, and
Yeah.
it took a lot of setup. I actually didn't even have a model until about like probably this time last year.
Yeah.
But essentially, just like my whole thing with just streaming is just creating a fun, not so serious place where people can come in and like play games with people that they typically would feel uncomfortable with, like playing like just regular pubs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Yeah.
sorry, I see all my friends in chat.
Good. That's the best thing we can see is friends in chat.
But like, yeah, like for example, like the Destiny 2 is like a very intimidating game to get into if you don't have like friends or something to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And like one thing while I was playing was I held like community nights where I would invite people in, and I would have people there to like teach them the raid mechanics and stuff like that, because like if you were to do that in a regular pub, people would like yell at you and stuff, and nobody really wants that.
Then I have to ask, if you have experience in playing Destiny 2, what is your favorite raid?
Oh boy. Trying to think of all the raids we've done, because I know there's one raid I haven't completed, and that's Valorant.
Really?
We got stuck on second encounter, I believe.
Finch, stop! You're breaking the economy!
But like yeah, the second encounter we were like having to go through like all the rooms and kill like specific enemies, or like the team just wipes.
Yeah. Ah!
Favorite raid would have to be, oh, just for the memes, it would have to be Vault of Glass.
Vault of Glass. Interesting.
And they're saying my mic is sounding weird?
Nah, don't worry. That's just a Discord thing. So I have to do that unless, like, if I get my audio from Discord, and this happens to be a Discord problem when it comes to Streamlabs, the bitrate gets absolutely crushed, and you will sound robotic for a little bit, and then it'll go away, and it'll be fine until the Discord, I almost said Twitch, the Discord overlords decide to grace us with their presence again.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Vault of Glass is a good choice. I think my favorite one was oh shoot, why can I not remember? Leviathan. The Leviathan was my favorite raid.
So I haven't done that one because they took that one out.
I know they did. I will be forever salty about that. I'll forever be salty because my gosh, it's like Leviathan was just built in a way that it just felt like a game show, and it was so much fun.
Oh.
Because did you ever get to do Leviathan?
I didn't. The way that I got into Destiny was one of my head mods reached out to me and was like, hey, we need one more person for this raid. I know you've been playing Destiny for like a tiny bit, but not that much. Will you be our sixth? And I was like, yeah, okay, I can add clear and just be there so you have an extra body. We go through the entire raid. My very first run, I get
Yeah.
Vex Mythoclast, which is the raid exotic.
Yeah. Isn't that the linear fusion rifle?
Yes.
I knew it. Still got my Destiny knowledge. I sure hope almost 1,000 hours of gameplay I know what the game is, because that's one of the few games I almost have 1,000 hours in. And, I know my mod Tay. I know my mod Tay has almost 2,000 hours. What do you mean by? What do you mean that I have almost 1,000 hours of Destiny?
People get so done with the amount of luck that I've had in Destiny.
Yeah.
So like, I got Vex Mythoclast on my first run. I got the Navigator on my first run. What else? There was another raid that I did where I got it on like my 4th or 5th run. So I haven't done raids like for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happening to get all of these exotics on very low number of runs. And still, oh no. I'm so sorry, Lunar.
I am shooken. Conditional finality on the 3rd clear. Jeez. Like, when it comes to when it comes to raids, I just have terrible luck. I don't think I've done Root of Nightmare. Like, because I stopped playing, I want to say, you put 12,000. I put 12,000 in the game, still no raid exotics at all. 12,000. Hold on. How much?
That's a believable number.
To be fair, 12,000 hours is about a year and 1/3 or 1/4. So that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. That just means over the course of what? Let's say 6 years. That means you've played a cumulative 16 months. So, but yeah, like I don't think I think I've gotten like 2 or 3. I got Sleeper Simulant when I was doing Eater of Worlds, and there was one more I got, or maybe that was the only one. It was the only one, and there are 2 things that I remember about Eater of Worlds. You either joined one where people, like, at the very end, the last phase, or people who actually did the entire thing and did like the hover. I can't remember what the bike is called. I haven't played it in like 2 years.
Sparrow.
Sparrow, thank you, because I had the mini Sparrow. Like there's a little bike race. It was from Warmind. Wait, okay. Which one am I thinking of?
I was gonna say, because like, they changed the conditions on how to get Sleeper Simulant. If that was the case.
Let's see. Because if I remember... Because I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking up right now. No, maybe it doesn't. Dang, I can't remember then. Destiny is dumb, yeah. I'll allow for bullying. Yeah, Eater was good. Also, Muckpie, you said you had a question. What was your question? We'll ask it now. The first... I never played Destiny 1. I maybe think of the Leviathan. Yes! Wait, no. Legend of Acreus? I don't remember that being a drop. I could have sworn that was part of the quest line. Oh, how were the wings?
They were good, Muck.
Oh, yeah, you said you ate some wings today. Yeah. So, pushing Destiny aside because we could talk about Destiny forever.
Oh, very true.
I want to double back to you as a person and a VTuber. What when you got into VShojo, because it seems a lot of people when they got into VShojo, like when they see it, they're like, man, I want to be a VTuber too. You know, was it immediately that you saw, oh, these are some, digital avatars, I think that'd be really cool to stream again, but just under this, is that sort of the process that happened, or what was the process that made you decide I want to be a VTuber?
So it wasn't like an immediate thing where I was watching and I was like, oh, this looks like a lot of fun.
Huh?
Because like I said, I hopped around a lot from different VSojo members. Like I started with Project Melody, and then I went to Fruit, and then I finally landed on Zentrea. And during my break from streaming, I was going to college, and
Ooh.
I would be sitting in like my class, and it was a kind of a odd setup. Like I would just go into a classroom, sit at a computer, and I would just do my work. There wasn't lectures or there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
But I would sit there, do my work on one monitor, and on the other monitor, I would have Zentrea's stream up. And I loved her energy, and I loved that like she just wouldn't like take shit from anyone, and just the whole idea of her being a like speech to text to speech VTuber also like fascinated me. Like
Yeah.
like when I was looking at that, I was like imagining like, oh, how could I be as unique? And like, but yeah, it was when I finally got to Zentrea, I was like, I think I want to try this.
Yeah. And you just see, was it also, because something I've noticed about Zentrea is she certainly follows the beat of her own drum when it comes to just like, she just does a lot of her own things. But something else that's always fascinating was just how often she changes outfits.
Yes.
And I wonder if that happens to, like, because at least for me, it's easy for me to slap on a new outfit because I have a 3D model. You just put it right over that. So, I can certainly understand. Do you hope to maybe be able to achieve that level of modeldry? That's not even a word, but having a model like that, where you can just be that intimate in stream.
Definitely. I would say definitely, because a lot of stuff with my lore requires changing a lot of things about my model, and like some of the people here in chat know, because like I like running my ideas by by a lot of like my friends and moderators, just to see what they think of my ideas.
Yeah.
And I've already like established like some lore going on like just within my Discord server. And there was like a point in time where I was having this so there's me, my model with the red hair, the space buns. And then I started establishing a character that had bright green neon hair with double pigtails.
Yeah.
And the whole idea was like, I was seeing these people, but every time I went to like my quote unquote boss, who was also Death, they would have no idea who I'm talking about. And the only people who work at D.E.A.D Entertainment is Death and myself. And I recently just established that the green-haired individual is now the receptionist at D.E.A.D Entertainment, but Death has still no idea who I'm talking about.
I see. And with D.E.A.D Entertainment, you know, what are the primary responsibilities? What are the primary things that, you know, are very important for, you know, people like us to know?
Like, are you asking like what are my responsibilities within D.E.A.D Entertainment?
Yeah.
So it's my responsibility to, as odd as it sounds, is to make people's stay in hell as comfortable as I can. And with the way things work, and we're still working it out within the company, sometimes that broadcast reaches to the surface. And that's kind of how we do the whole streaming thing. But yeah, it's just entertaining people. It's kind of getting to a point where Death is just kind of giving me like a bit of free roam through the realm.
Yeah.
And I'm able just to help the people there.
Lunar Wolf asks a question. If you could pick to have a date with either Iron Mouse or Zentrea, who would it be?
So every single one of my followers in chat already know what I'm gonna say. But I'd have to say Zentrea, because she's so the motto I live by is be yourself, be unapologetically yourself. And I feel like Zentrea just does that to like a T. Like, so she gets the idea of how to be herself.
So then, let's direct the question back at you. How do you, the DarlingDaemon of D.E.A.D Entertainment, how do you try to live your most unapologetic self, both in person and on stream? It's a heavy question.
Now, yeah, it is a heavy question. On stream, I be as nice as I can, and just like I've gotten so used to just looking at this model and just like being like, hey, that's me. And
that's me.
Yeah. But when it comes to real life, it's a bit difficult, honestly. Because like for those of you who don't know in chat, like I myself am transgender, and like it's almost like an everyday thing. Like I get up and I just look at myself and I'm just like, it's not me. So just having this model and just being able to just, I don't know, look at something and just say it's me and feel comfortable with it is a very beautiful thing to hold on to when I can't do that like outside of my streaming.
I say that's very well put. And the reason why I asked that and wanted to include the aspect of yourself in person is because far too often I see from conversations on Twitter of how in the recent VTuber scape that we see, a lot of people use their model as a way of, yes, this, what you see on stream is not who I am in real life. It's a front that I put on. And I feel like at a certain point there has to be some sort of connection, some sort of, thing that you relate to with this model that you're acting on, because in my eyes at least I see it no better than somebody putting on a uniform, or like a mascot, where it's like the Disneyland illusion of Mickey Mouse running up to you, as a 7-year-old Mickey Mouse running up to you, giving you a hug, wanting to take a photo, waving at you, being really happy. And then all of a sudden it's time for Mickey to go on break. He goes behind the building, takes off his helmet. It's this big man with the biggest beard you could think of, just taking drags from a cigarette. Just like, oh, here we go again. Another 4 hours of this. It's just, I don't know, like, to me at least, I feel like there's more people who relate to their model and could find ways to make it be who they, like a reflection of who they am. Who they are, than those who choose not to make it who they are. I think you illustrate it very well in the aspect of it's very personal because it's what you want to see in yourself, and this is kind of an envisionment of what you hope to be, is what it sounds like to me. Is that correct?
Yes, because like, so the whole idea of my model is like, whenever people ask me like this whole question of like who is the TheDarlingDaemon, like, I always tell them like, it's me, but I had to die to get here. Because like, the whole weird part about the lore is, so when you're looking at my model, you can see that I'm wearing like a button-up shirt, a vest, and a bow tie. Typically, you would imagine like kind of this look probably on like a male VTuber. And the whole idea for my model is it's going to get gradually more feminine as I progress in my transition.
Yeah. That's kind of it, or is there a little more?
That's kind of it, but like, I've already been like just brainstorming ideas of like,
yeah,
like, what she would look like in a dress or like in a skirt.
It's funny that you say that, because it just kind of reminds me of because do you ever intend on like fully getting rid of the vest bow tie combo, or is that something you kind of want to keep in the back pocket in case you're like, hey, I want to go back to this outfit because I think it's a cool outfit?
So eventually, like, I do want to leave behind the like more masculine kind of like outfits.
Sure.
The one thing I'm never going to get rid of though, because I believe it's a very iconic part of the look,
headphones,
is the bow tie.
Oh, the bow tie.
So if I was to like move to like a dress or something, it wouldn't be a bow tie anymore, it would be a hair bow.
Huh. You're still repurposing it to make sure it still remains iconic on the character. I like that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I get it. Yeah. So, as you were designing this model, because you realized you want to be a reflection of yourself, what you want to be and what you hope to be and what you will be, I gotta ask then, because I think a lot of people are also wanting to ask, where did the tentacles come from?
So, the tentacles were a gift from death.
Yes.
Yeah? So, they are all, they all have their own, like, consciousness, and they
really
all act, upon their own wills. So, from left to right...
Okay.
Actually, no, let's go right to left.
Sure.
So, from right to left, it's Inky, Blinky, Blonky, and Stinky.
Inky, Blanky, Blonky, and Stinky.
Mhm.
I'm gonna write that in chat. Don't mind me.
So, and they each have like their own little roles as I'm streaming. So like, Inky is the more like serious like tentacle, doing like all the practical things. Like as you can see, it's holding my coffee mug, and Blinky and Blonky are always behind me, just like making sure stream is running smoothly. And then we have Stinky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stinky is the lovable idiot of the group.
Yeah.
It's actually very funny. When I was talking with the artist for this model, I had an idea for Stinky
Yeah.
as they were drawing up the tentacles, and I'm pretty sure my model said or my message to them said something along these lines, like this is going to sound very stupid.
Yeah.
But I had an idea for one of the tentacles, and they're like, "Okay, what's your idea?" And I was like, "I want you to model one of the tentacles after this." And I literally just sent them a picture of a sock puppet.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I freaking love sock puppets.
And I just get a message back, just, okay. And I'm like, I like explained the whole idea to them, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
And it looks like they all have eyes. Are those eyes?
Yes, those
Heck
are eyes.
Heck yeah. Also, the giggling earlier was because technicals.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Now that's funny. So something else I've noticed, that whenever I pop into your streams, I see your model bouncing around the screen.
Yes.
Can I ask what the purpose of that is?
So
Who's throwing things at me? Where is this coming from?
So the whole idea with my model just bouncing around the screen, it's one of my redeems. It's not just spin model. No, the redeem is just called Spain without the A.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, because when I asked you about that earlier, so hold on. I did not see on my activity feed that it didn't say anything about the things that were just thrown. It didn't say anything. All right, I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring that up because I saw the activity for that, but I didn't see anything for. Okay, whatever. So, but that makes so much more sense because I asked you about that earlier before the show, and Finch, you're breaking things.
Oh my goodness.
When I said how you bounce all around the screen, you said, "Oh, Spain without the S." Where was it? A. Oh, spin. Oh, that's right. I've been Spain without the A. You're in spin, and there's like Freebird playing. But yes, that. So what is that?
It's literally just like I was trying to figure out redeems for my channel, and I was like, well, I am just a PNG tuber. I can really go anywhere as long as I'm not covering up like a game HUD or something. And oh, Rin.
So all I'm gonna say is Rin has a habit of betting all of his points and then losing all of it.
Goodness.
And continue. So you thought because you have the PNG that you're like, well, I have it, I might as well do something with it. And so how were you able to program that? Because I'm unfamiliar with a lot of OBS's things.
It's as simple as just right-clicking on my image and going into transform and rotating 90 degrees.
Oh!
And the preview.
Do you think you could maybe find a way to automate that so it could just be a programmable thing?
maybe eventually. But it's very finicky because like I play a lot of different games, and because of that, it just like I can't I can't really put my I can't just like preset my model somewhere, because if I was to overlay every single like HUD to the edges of my screen, there probably wouldn't be a place for me to put my model. If
Everybody
that
in...
makes any sense.
Oh yeah, no, I completely get it. Everyone in chat is wanting to stab Finch right now. Finch, all I'm gonna say is, if you gamble it all and then you lose, like, everybody in chat will probably be like, "Let's go." Like, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Also, before I forget, Tay, there's a new emote that you have access to because you have 5,000 points or bits cheered. It's this. Excuse me. But yeah, anywho, stop staring at Finch. Continue staring at the press on the couch. Good. So, this is something we kind of talked about a little bit beforehand. Yeah, there you go. This thing we kind of talked about a little bit beforehand, and this is something that I want you to say out loud because you were talking about it. Is what is the development on this model?
Oh, so so for everyone who's been in my Discord and just wondering what I've been on about.
Hold on. It's my... Oh. Sorry, just... I guess my streamer mode wasn't enabled. Hold on. Sorry, continue.
Oh. Goodness. But currently, I have my 2.0 model in the works. It's going to be a live 2D model.
Yeah.
And I'm currently in the process of like getting all the software and all the hardware just for specifically that, so I can just be a little more personable on stream.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Do you know when the time frame might be on seeing that?
I don't know. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Because they did finish the sketch last week.
Was that something you wanted to show, or is that something you want to keep hidden? That's up to you.
We can show the sketch, but I'll probably tease like the colors and everything later.
Sure. All right, let me get that then.
All right. But yeah, they finished the sketch like last week. And when the artist finished the sketch, he just let me know like, all right, you're going to be put in a queue for cut and coloring, and I will be in touch with you when it is your turn and the coloring is done. And
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry,
no,
Finch.
I saw what happened.
Can we get 07s for Finch right now? Wait, that's 07. We're not another femboy there too. I see. Anywho, there it is right there. Let me. I'll have you. Oh, there it is. You can't pin your own message. I'm a twig. Thank you very much. But yeah, that is a super model. That is a super space model. Like, I like it as it retains the original design of it, but clearly there's a lot more definition to it. Not to mention,
Yes.
Wait, so I have to ask, is there a reason why the cup is on the left side, the left tentacle, like on it was Inky, Blinky, Blanc, Stinky, right?
Inky, Blinky, Blonky, and Stinky.
Yes.
And there really isn't. Rin knows the story why it's in the other tentacle, but like I don't know if it was like miscommunication or something, but it was just in one of the artist's choices,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, it's in one of the tentacles, like that's fine.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too worried about it when it was in like the opposite tentacle.
You weren't too picky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, makes sense. And is there anything that you may think about adding else to that? Like, for instance, are those, you're wearing headphones right now on your current model, correct?
Yes.
Was there a plan to have that like as a toggle or something on, this model?
So here's the thing. You say that, and I'm immediately realizing like there is no headphones on the Live 2D model.
Mm-hmm. So, is that a little bit of a mistake or an accident?
I didn't notice it, but it may be able to. I may be able to go back and just add it as like an asset. So, but that's on me because I didn't realize that during the sketching process.
Fish, if you win again without a failure, I swear to God, I'll type you out. It lost it again. Oh my gosh. Well, and that's why it's nice to show people these things, because it gives you a fresh set of, I'm not gambling again tonight, I guess. No, you can gamble. It's just if you win, you'll get timed out. So it's honestly, yeah, fear the 1 second timeout. Don't worry, if Tay starts acting up, I'll time him out for 1 second. Alrighty, well, yeah, I'm super excited for that, because anytime somebody gets a 2D model, like a live 2D model, it's always super fun to see. It's like a kid opening a present on Christmas Day. I know timing you out removes your role. But I can always add you back. Because like when I got my 2D model for Val, it was super cool, because I'm like, oh wow, I have something that I was able to commission, that I was able to work with somebody to do, and this is what I have now. It's kind of sad that it sometimes feels like it, but it's like you feel like you're a part of the cool kids table. And it shouldn't feel that way, because like PNG tubers, live 2D, 3D tubers, they're all perfect and wonderful, together. And I guess that just comes from VTuber culture. Like everybody, all the big people are, live 2D model people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless there's Andrea.
True. Very true. But like the whole just thing about that, for me, it kind of just like, it cycles back to like the old argument of like console wars.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a pointless argument.
Mm-hmm.
And because like they're all good in their own ways.
Amen.
So that, because like you can be a PNG tuber and still be a phenomenal streamer.
Preach, sister.
But like unfortunately for the VTuber community, people want to see the live 2D models, people want to see the 3D models. And like, I don't know, like it's very hard for like the PNG tubers to be heard over like those people because their models speak a little bit louder.
Yeah. Well, it's a reason why on my show I have both. Or all three, excuse me. I have all three, is, because it doesn't matter what medium you reside in for that. That shouldn't be a determining factor. And so, a lot of the best people I've had on this show are those with those are PNG tubers. Because I feel like I don't know. I mean, at least in the tech aspect, for me, it's a lot easier to set up.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
So, you know, PNG tubers will always have a place on my show because, you know, they're wonderful. So, because it allows anybody to just be like, hey, I want to do this. Like, do it then. Just do it then. Live your dream. Fulfill your dream. Do it. Nothing can stop you except crappy internet. But yeah, it's super fun. So, we are at the 1 hour point of the show. How are you feeling right now?
I was literally just sitting here thinking, and like, I was very nervous coming into this because it's been a very long time since I've had like a spotlight like this on me.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't sure, like I was just ferociously just promoting this and just afraid that like I'd promote it and like my closest friends would show up and then it would just be like your chat. And but like as I'm looking over, like I sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
Please, you know, it's if you need to take a moment, you know, take all the time you need. We have the time.
But like I'm looking over in chat and I see a lot of my friends and a lot of my viewers and yes, Tathan, you guys count. But just I don't know, like when you're just looking at your own chat during stream, like you see like your regulars, you see like the people who just pop in to just like say hi and lurk, and the only like visual indication that I get that like I'm having people come into my stream and like support me, like if it wasn't for chat, all I would have is Twitch analytics, and everyone knows that like those analytics are terrible. But like just to see like my friends and my viewers just like they came here like to see me and see me like talk, and like
it's a very humbling experience to say the least, because it
really is.
It allows you to examine yourself in a way that you didn't think before. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing this show, is because you get, and I say that because one, I'm the host of it, I organize it, I do all of the work for the most part by myself, where I do all the cold calls, I reach out to people, I schedule everything, I get all the information, I do it myself. And so it's very hard in that aspect, but it's very rewarding. And then being in the chair itself, when I was being interviewed, it was one of those things. Don't worry, Lunar, we'll get to your question, I assure you. But
they're being relentless tonight.
They are. They really are. But it's one of those things because when you are given the moment, when you're given the spotlight, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Because you guys can keep throwing. I'm going to mute that audio. Thank you. There. Thank you for the 100 bits, Finch. I at least got it. You're gonna get some more fembucks that way. Anyway. But there. Now people can throw all they want, and because I have a habit of anytime I get interrupted, I repeat what I say from the beginning. So, but Now you guys can throw to your heart's content. Thank you for the 11. You can throw to your heart's content and it won't interrupt me. But being in the chair, like being in the spotlight, it really allows you to examine yourself and look at yourself in a way that you never thought was possible. Because I've done interviews before. I've done them. I've done 2 interviews on stream, but I've done numerous interviews in my personal life through jobs and school. And each time it's one of those things where you really look deep inside and realize, wow, this is who I am. These are the experiences I'm going through. But most importantly, this person wants to hear what I have to say. And honestly, for some people, because I've met some people where, you know, especially on this show, where they reached out to me after the show and said, hey, thank you for allowing me to share my story, to talk about it, because I don't get I've never gotten the opportunity to. And so it feels like I'm being seen and I'm being heard. And it breaks my heart to see that there's so many people who try and do this and they never have the opportunity to do it. Like I'm being too real right now, but it's something that, trust me, the feeling is mutual when you see all the people come out to support you and all of the people who want to see you. Because I guarantee you, they're not coming to see your model. They're not coming to see Daemon. They're coming to see the person behind Daemon. And that right there is the part that I will always love no matter what. And that's why I always encourage people, both my audience, who I've built up over the past 4 months, I encourage to join for every show to support every new person. But it warms my heart when I get to see people who are part of the guests community come in and really just be like, yay, I get to be here and support my friend, to support my, you know, streamer, who, whatever they call you, you know, they call me a bottom and that's fine. And they get, you know, they get to have a fun show and they get to learn about the person. And so honestly, it's a very wonderful experience to be able to take part in.
Definitely.
All right, soapbox off. Sorry, I have another habit I have is getting very sentimental.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, there's that. I can now hear the Dr. Peppers being thrown. So at this, Lunar. So Lunar had a. There it is.
Oh goodness. Blue, behave.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
That's the thing. You give them an inch, they give you a mile. I love chat. I love my chat. And I love your chat too. Your chat, your community is among, I think, the most welcoming and fun I've seen thus far. And I've seen a lot of people's communities. I've seen like 10 people show up from somebody, from one of my guests, and I've seen nobody show up from their stream, you know. And so, you know, clearly you are putting in work and you are doing the right things to have such a caring community.
I definitely I work very hard to have a very like kind and welcoming community.
Of course.
I give them just a very simple set of rules, and like my very last rule is just like have fun, don't be a dick. Like, it's as simple as that.
It's why I started to adopt the James A. Janice thing of saying at the end of, you know, well, sort of, I have it, it's the thing he says I really enjoy is just be good people. That's all you need to say. Just be good people. Yeah. If you're not being a good person, change that. Grow, please. Oh, what is it? Woe unto thee, grow as a person. Or good person be upon ye. It's the meme. So yeah. Lunar, what was your question? Yeah. He's the Dragon Ball guy. If you could pick... We asked this question already! Lunar, we asked that question already, and the answer was Zentreya. I'm very active energy. I don't think I could handle Iron Mouse's energy. So
She is, so her most recent thing is, her model is now holding a sign saying,
Feisty Latina. Yeah.
Yeah, I am also very high energy. I just think just two high energy people, like, that's a recipe for disaster.
It really is, though. But my goodness. So, since we're at the 1 hour mark, have you seen my show?
I
don't ask that for vanity's sake. I ask that as a legitimate question because you'll see why.
I have not seen your show before,
and that's okay. That is okay. There's a reason why. At the 1 hour mark, as kind of a little palate cleanser, I always like to bring up one thing. And at this time, whenever I bring this up, I always notice a dip in my viewer count. And then I always notice when I'm done with it, the viewer count goes back up. So I don't know if that is related, but it's the funniest thing to me. So without further ado.
Why is everyone say run?
We'll actually have to put this next thing on hold because Rinthio redeemed an Aura Aura. Now, I do RRs on my stream, and I do it on the show. Now, because it's fun, I like to extend it to my guest. So I have to ask, would you like to do an Aura Aura with me? And if not, that's completely okay. I can do it by myself.
So here's the thing.
Yeah?
I cannot. I will not. There is a running joke in my community that, so I have an RR redeem, but it is 500,000.
Okay.
Nobody has redeemed it yet.
All right, a new goal for me.
I have told them, like, if somebody redeems it, I will do it on stream every time it's redeemed. But that is the reason I cannot do it, because if I do it here for free, my community will never let me live that down.
Is there anything that because that way, you feel included, is there anything that you'd be willing to do that is a substitute? Like the one we've been doing in the past is like an uwu, or I think it was just for whatever reason, it was the funniest thing. It was like a cowboy just like, hello. It was like, crap, what was it? I can't remember for the life of me. Oh well. Yeah. But if not, I will do it by myself, and that is okay, because people for some reason like hearing me go Ara Ara. And it's for you, Rinthio. Oh, now I understand why Rinthio himself decided to do the Ara Ara. He thought he could get away with it. My fembank flags my IRL wallet now. Wait, did you lose all of it? Guys, if you're a subscriber, please hit him with the Val Yippee. Anywho, Rinthio, this for you. That's for you. That's for you, kid. Enjoy that. Anyway, so back to this. I have a flowchart.
Okay.
And the flowchart, bear in mind, it's a joke. It's something just we talk about for a couple minutes, have a little fun with it.
Okay.
And my head mod and he created it at first. Like he drafted the design, and then I refined it. And so basically, any food and drink can be classified into four different categories. A soup.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen
And so, but we refined it. No, the flowchart is 100% serious.
Okay.
Buckle your britches. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've defined it like this, because the thing is, what makes this chart better than anything else is that we have removed uncertainty. We have removed loopholes. This is now 100% like, this is 100% foolproof. And my mouse is dying. I gotta plug that in. So, Val's a coward here, move the loopholes? Yeah, I did, because I was listening to chat. I gave chat what they want. Chat will never be satisfied. So anywho, step 1. So pick a food. So pick a food or a drink or anything. If it's a drink, it'll most likely go to soup. But, you know, pick a food. Any food you want. What is your favorite food?
Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to just think it for right now?
Say it. You can say it right now.
Pizza.
Why does it have to be pizza? The one thing that my chat can't agree on. So, first thing is the pizza going to be eaten? Yes or no? If no,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. If maybe, keep cycling the question until you can get yes or no. Then you have to go,
Okay.
is its state of matter a solid or a liquid? Meaning that this makes sure that we don't get into the debate of, well, what about a grape? What about a strawberry? Or what is it, a watermelon? It's mostly water. It's like, is it state of matter a solid or a liquid? Well, it's a solid. Then there we go. It's a solid. We're moving on. If you're unsure about it, don't worry about it. Because then we'll just have that cycle back. You know, it's just, don't worry about it. I'll cycle to, don't worry about it. What if it's a gas? It's not a food. You can't eat gas, because that's an entirely different bodily process. So it's a solid. Is it a single mass or multiple parts? So this is where it gets tricky. So if it's a cheese pizza, it's a steak. It's a singular mass, because that cheese is now fused to the dough. That is one singular mass. Now, if there was, like, say, a meat lover's pizza, or maybe Hawaiian, there's multiple parts to that. So is it a layered dish, meaning are there layers on top of each other, or just visible layers? Think like the layers of the earth.
Okay.
If yes, it's a sandwich. If no, it's a salad. If you're unsure, don't worry about it.
Okay, but here's where I think we would disagree.
Okay.
For pizza, I believe it is a layered dish,
Okay.
but pizza is not a sandwich.
We're just so we're putting it into the category of sandwich. We're not saying a sandwich is like a pizza is a sandwich, like, because a sandwich is already a sandwich. But we're saying it's in the category of sandwich. If that makes more sense. Kind of like how I would classify a Ford Fusion as a sedan.
Okay.
But you could still call a car just a sedan. I drive a sedan or I drive a Ford Fusion. There's still, one is still a sedan. You know?
Okay, but so here's my question.
Okay.
So
Here's my answer.
I imagine anything you can cut into triangles or just circular, I don't think it really fits into any of these categories.
Well, because then here's my rebuttal to that. Once you cut it, well, then are you going to be eating all of the pieces, or just all of the slices, or just one? Because that then changes it. You have to go back to the beginning and ask, is it going to be eaten? Because you have to ask, is what you are about to look at, is that going to be eaten? That way people are like, oh yes, what about a tree? Like, what, because before the question was, is it edible? And now, you know, is it going to be eaten? So that way it's up to personal preference. So you're asking each question. So in this case, if you cut that pizza into slices, are you going to eat all of them? And if so, that does still apply, because then they're multiple parts and they're not layered. Therefore, it's a salad. But if you cut them all up and you have one slice, well, then that's a solid and it's a singular mass, unless it's layered pizza. meaning it has toppings on it, then it's a sandwich. Are you confused?
I'm just not agreeing.
So what part do you not agree with?
So I'm sitting here.
Uh-huh.
So I consider pizza and pie the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
Pizza and pie, as in like a like an apple pie, or like, or just the word?
Just any sort of pie, because they're both technically layered depending on the type of pie, and
Yeah.
they're both going to be eaten. They're both solid, and
Yeah.
so, but you can have a pie that is just a single mass.
Yes, like a pumpkin pie.
Yes.
That would make it a
Does
sandwich. And here's why. There's a layer of crust and there's a layer of pumpkin pie, like the actual, the meat part of the pie, whatever you want to call it.
I thought you were going to say the pumpkin pie is a steak.
No, so the pumpkin pie would be a sandwich because there's a clear defined layer of crust and a clear defined layer of the pumpkin part. Whereas with a pizza, if it's, for the most part, that pizza, if it's just cheese, that cheese is now melted into the dough. And the thing is, this is what chat decided. But if it is like a pepperoni pizza, now it is a sandwich because there's toppings on it. It requires a degree in theoretical physics to understand this. I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night. Oh, I love you loads, chat. I love you too, Lunar. Go to bed. Get some sleep, sleepy boy. But yeah. Whomst have dared? Who threw that? Alright, I'm looking out for one of you. But yeah. Does that maybe help a little bit, or are you still disagreeing?
I don't know. I can't call a pizza slice a sandwich.
Okay.
And I definitely couldn't call an entire pizza a salad.
Well, so it's only a sandwich if it has toppings, but if it's just cheese, it's a steak. But technically, if you cut a pizza into 8 slices and then put all of the slices on top of each other, that would also make it a sandwich because it's all layered.
So you're leaving one vital detail out on the cheese pizza.
Uh-huh.
And that's the sauce. There's a clear layer of sauce.
I'm pretty sure it's in that case, the sauce, like the cheese, is fused in with the dough. With a cheese pizza.
Well, okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah?
Here's the thing. IRL me, I have worked a lot of pizza jobs.
Really?
I think I've worked at like 3 to 4 different pizza places. It was always I always got to the position where I'd be cutting the pizzas and boxing them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say you cannot see the layers between the cheese and the bread,
oh, I didn't say you couldn't.
but you're saying that the cheese fuses with the bread and you can't see anything else under that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just I've seen too many pizzas in my day to believe that.
All right, so this is what we'll do. I'm gonna create a poll because the thing is, it's not that I disagree with you. It's that I'm running with what chat tells me, and the thing is,
I get that.
So
I agree with Finch. I agree with what Finch just said.
Cold pizza is a steak.
That is 100% true.
All right, that's not how you spell sandwich. All right, there you guys go. Vote in that poll, and then that's what we will decide. So let's get rid of this. Now let's move on to our last segment of the night, and that is, pardon me, Damon, before the show and on our initial call, we were talking a little bit about stuff we have plans to do and things that we want. Oh my goodness, the Dr. Pepper's fighting me. Things we want to do and things we hope to accomplish in the future of our streaming careers.
Yes.
And I talked about how I wanted to expand and maybe do like VTuber news, but like better than what we have now. And you talked about a certain something that caught my attention. Do you mind sharing what that is?
Yes, so I'm currently in the process of writing my own like tabletop RPG that I'm going to be running with 4 other VTubers. I have incorporated their lore into the story and my own, because the whole idea of the campaign is it's going to be so I was fascinated with this idea of like a rapture that occurs in my lore,
Like a traditional like Catholic rapture, or
yes and no.
Okay.
I imagined the rapture occurring for like a bad reason.
Oh. All the sinners get taken and all of the saints stay.
So the idea is that it doesn't matter who you are. You're just taken and gone.
There's no explanation.
There's no explanation.
Okay.
The idea is that the RPG is going to explain why people were taken, but like some of the party members are actually here in chat now. So I don't know if Jace is still here, but Case Kyringer is going to be a party member, along with Soren Soringer, I believe their full VTuber name is. Rinthio is going to be in the campaign as well.
Ooh.
I actually am in the process of like writing a prologue for him for the campaign right now. And I was like I literally get a message from him last night because I happened to be talking to Peanut for ideas, and I get a message from Fran, and he's like, I don't like how much my wife is giggling right now. And the 4th person is my close friend, Septap, who she has like just debuted, and I'm Ren's being a menace in chat. But she has just debuted, and I was trying to figure out party members, and I was like, it would be really cool to give her like the opportunity to establish like a lore for herself if she wants, with a platform like this, where literally everything I'm going to be writing about in the campaign is going to be canon within like my own lore.
Yeah.
Because the fun thing with the idea of the entire RPG, so my chat knows I just finished playing the game Control the other day, and it was a very interesting game. And for everyone who hasn't played, it's I was comparing it a lot to like, it was more of a like, it's I was comparing it to like SCP Containment Breach, except the things aren't always like out to kill you.
Yeah.
It's just they're very anomalous, and they're just in like this hidden government building, and these people are studying these anomalous objects and trying to figure out like what is going on with them so that we can like figure out how to contain them and protect them from the outside world. But like, of course, there always has to be a problem, an overarching problem in a video game to solve.
Of course.
Something happens within the game, and it's very interesting. Like, I got to a point in the game where these guys were talking about like there was a refrigerator that you had to like keep your eyes on, and they're like freaking out, and because like I believe my character suggested like, okay, why doesn't the guy just leave and get another person to watch the refrigerator? And they like freaked out, and they're like, no, you can't do that. Like this I believe it's Muck may have to correct me on this, but I believe it's classified as an object of power.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this object of power is acting erratic and unpredictable right now. We can't just leave it alone. And so I'm sitting here just like yelling at my chat, like, it's just a refrigerator. It's just a refrigerator. The fridge is an altered item, not an object of power. Yes, I was very quickly put in my place that night. It is not just a refrigerator. But back to the RPG, there's going to be a lot of influences from Control in this story. Because like something that everyone is going to learn like at the very beginning, like something's going on with me, and they Death has pulled them from where they were existing at that current time to get their help with me, and Death has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like there's also like a world altering event that's going to be occurring as they're getting pulled. When it comes to like a entity like Death and they are unaware of like something that's going on, I want to like embody like this world is falling apart. These 4 people need to help this, and the really fun part about this is, so you know how I was saying earlier, like Death has like started to give me like free reign over like the realm, and I was able to like just kind of do what I needed to.
Yeah.
So that ties into the story. It the reason why Death knew to bring these 4 people is because these 4 areas popped up in Hell, and they pointed for these people to come to them. And it's going to be very interesting because like they have to go into these areas, get specific items, and then like just
it's very it's a very well thought out thing that clearly this world building is contingent upon exploration of not only the world but also seems a contingent on exploration of oneself.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Now, what I have to ask, because the thing is, I've done D&D maybe a handful of times in my life. It was never something I was that big on. You know, I never... Oh, let me close my window. I was never that big into Critical Role. You know, it's not something I grew up with. And so, I have to ask, because it's something that if you plan on doing it as content creation, it's one of those things that you have to kind of think about. Is that what is it? I think it's Wifu. It sounds weird, or is it or Wiffum, which is what's in it for me. And so I have to ask, with this that you're planning to do on stream, what are you hoping to do to attract people to pay attention to this? And the reason why I ask that is because a very good example is my previous guest, Cynical Beanicle, who's on the show. I want to say about a month or two ago, she debuted on her channel a Pokemon themed D&D campaign session, and it's wonderful. I love watching her streams. I love her content. I noticed that those streams don't get as much attention. They probably get like a fourth of what she normally has with her normal audience, which I want to say she has an average of about 30 to 50 average viewers. And when I see her do that, I only see probably about maybe 10 to 15, which, again, I don't know anything about analytics, but it's just something I noticed. And so, again, that question of what do you hope to do to attract a new audience to a new D&D session, considering there's so many out there?
So that is something I have been like considering. It's definitely something I have to think on, but also like
of course
I've also like I've just been playing tabletop games for so long, and like it's I've never really like DM'd before. But it's something that I've like wanted to try, and it's like I've also wanted to do like tabletop RPG stuff just on stream. Because like I don't know if anyone here watches like Dropout or anything. Dropout is what used to be College Humor. But they do like they do tabletop RPG content called Dimension 20, and they do a lot of unique and interesting things with like their systems and just their stories. Like my favorite one that I've seen happened to be like it was a story made by Brennan Lee Mulligan's mother. Like she has this like comic that she writes, and like one when I started seeing like these commercials for this campaign, which was called A Starstruck Odyssey, it was very interesting because it was D&D 5e, but they had reflavored literally everything to fit like a futuristic kind of like an Outer Worlds type feel. Because like it reminded me a lot of just like if it was Starfield, but like things were just purposely goofy. Okay. Like there's a point in the campaign where they're on like a relay station where there's like multiple levels to it, and people are just able to jump off the side of it, and since it has artificial gravity, one of the players decides like, hey, I'm just heading right to the ship, we're in trouble, and they jump off the side of the station and they proceed to fall like 7-8 floors of the space station. And they happen to land like next to the ship because they got a miraculous natural 20, but at the same time they lost every bit of their health except 1 point.
Really?
And but like the reason why I want to do like tabletop RPG content is just because like things like Dimension 20 has just like inspired me to do like unique things that you typically wouldn't see from like Critical Role or even Dimension 20, because like I couldn't imagine Dimension 20 even reaching out to like VTubers and being like, hey, let's do like a VTuber campaign. That would be fun.
Yes, my new D&D campaign. It'll be 5e and it'll be called VTuber: The Road to Nijisanji.
Oh my goodness.
You each will get you each will have to roll an audition to get into Nijisanji. If you get higher than my roll, you get in. If you don't, sorry, I'll see you next week.
Oh goodness.
And at the end of every single session, you'll have to roll again. And guess what? If your roll is not higher than mine, then guess what? You have to graduate. But if you if you get if you get below a 10, I don't know, you will be terminated.
Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh. I mean, to be fair, just imagine though. What do you mean WTF? Essentially the state of Nijisanji right now. They're just rolling dice and seeing who are we graduating, who are we terminating today. If you roll a nat 1, Niji fires you and blames it all on you. So,
oh my goodness.
Originally, before this whole stuff came out, I would always tiptoe and dance around talking about Nijisanji or any agency VTuber company for that matter, because I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind auditioning if it meant I get a bigger audience and I get to expand my show. But now at this point, I don't mind dunking on Niji. I really don't. Not the talents, but the company.
Yes. Because
the talents are some of them. But you know, it's a lose-lose if we're joining Niji.
Goodness.
Now, there's another question that kind of was in line with the previous one because before it was how would you attract people who already are a part of, into D&D? How do you try and attract new people who've never done it before? Unless, is this for people who have played D&D, or are you hoping to maybe goodness, that Dr. Pepper. Are you hoping to maybe gather, some people who might have never played it, to be in the chat?
It would be really nice to get some people who have never played in chat to just get them interested, because like it would be really cool if I could eventually get an audience big enough where I can like start playing like campaigns with like say like viewers or something, and like just running them through their first campaign, and just because like I one thing that I always want to try to hold on to through this streaming journey is like I may be the streamer, but I still want to be like a person to everyone.
Exactly. It's the philosophy of there's a person behind the monitor.
But like I don't want to be the type of person to like because like the whole idea of what's the term, the parasocial relationship thing, like yes, that is always interesting to experience, but I believe if you have direct communication with the person, I believe that is less likely to happen, because like I guess intentions and stuff become a lot more clear when you're directly talking to somebody. Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense. It's you want to establish a bond of say, hey, I am this person, I'm not this character. While I do play it, and it helps establish boundaries. Because at that point, like, and that's what I try and do is while I bend my knee to chat and I take a lot of their things, I do have boundaries and I do have lines that thankfully have not been crossed, and I hope they don't get crossed. You know, you are wonderful in chat, guys. You know, don't get me wrong. It's my persona, you know, I call myself a bottom, and you know, I do most anything for the most part that chat wants, because I like to make them happy and appease them, you know, because I don't mind being the butt of a joke. But that's not to say I won't immediately become dad mode and just be, all right, we need to have a talk. This is not appropriate. This is not okay. You know, because at that point, it's not only on chat to make sure that they're knowing the boundaries and respecting them. It's also on the viewer or the streamer to make sure that, hey, these need to be established. This is the feeling, how it is. And I feel like that's a very important thing, especially when it comes to like an audience driven D&D session where you're having to rope those people in. You're having to say, all right, you know, you need to be on topic, you need to stay into this, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you are being respected. Because again, you're running it, and if people don't acknowledge that, well, it's like, all right, well, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. So, you know, everything okay?
Me, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was just listening. And
okay, cool. Sorry. Good job, Rinthio. You did it. I'm not ready. Please don't get down on one knee. How would you love big parasocial Val? He's my boyfriend. All right, they're not supposed to know that. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. I mean, I'm not above it. It's just that I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But yeah. So, when do you hope? Because is this something you're currently? Because it sounds like you're playtesting and you're doing with your friends already. Is that right?
So I'm still writing things out for this. I've written a prologue for one of the party members so far. I may need to change just like a little bit of it, because she shared with me some of her own lore, and I was like, yeah, I may have to fix some of that. Just to tease him a bit with it, I am almost done with Rinthio's prologue, and like I said, I was like getting help from. I was asking him questions for it, and I was asking Peanut for some things, and when I told Peanut what I was doing, she was very excited for Ren, because like I pretty much just tied everything in. I tied everything in that I know about Ren and about like stuff he likes, stuff about his model.
Yeah.
And so far, I would have to say between the two that I've written, Rinthio's is by far the best one that I've written so far.
Heck yeah. I mean, that already just sounds like, you know, you're on the right track and you're having a lot of fun with it. And all that's left now is just, you know, putting that plan more into action. We're just seeing what people think. You know? So, and that's all anybody can ever ask. So, as we're approaching these last 10 minutes, is there anything else that you would like to say about this that we should know before we move on?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
No?
No,
What's the name?
Anything.
What's the name of it again?
So far I only have a work in progress name for it, but it's I'm just calling it Home for right now.
I like that.
There's going to be an overarching message of the entire campaign, something that I really want to get across to my party members. But I don't exactly want to spill what that message is quite yet.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for it, at least. Well, anywho, let's move to our final 10 questions. Now, you looked over the 10 questions, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody, we, in our last 10 minutes, are going to get to our final 10 questions. Now, these are 10 questions that I borrowed from James Lipton, the famous writer, actor, director, who would often ask his guests. That was horrifying. That was a horrifying sound. I am not gonna lie. Anywho, my goodness. What was that? That was the fart. That was the fart. Wait, I just gotta see if it's gonna do it again. Hold on. Where did you go? All right, I guess it just doesn't like to work for chat. So, these are 10 questions that writer, actor, director James Lipton would often ask his guests on his show Inside the Actor Studio at the end of every interview. Now, these 10 questions, there is no right, there is no wrong answer. They're just answers that you ask, or you answer from within your heart. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Alrighty, so we'll start with our very first question. That is, what is your favorite word?
So this was a very difficult one for me because, like, being a writer and everything, I would say a decent vocabulary, but I did land on anomaly.
Anomaly.
Or just, either anomaly or like anomalous.
Okay.
And it's just a word to explain like the unknown, and that's just kind of how I take it. It's ironic because like I have a crippling fear of like the unknown.
Really? I mean, I feel like a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mostly just say like I have a fear of the dark, but it's more of like I'm more afraid of what's in the dark.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people,
Mhm.
that's what a lot of people have, is that it's not so much they are afraid of the dark, much less they are afraid of what's inside of it. Because again, it's that unknown. What's your favorite color? No. So, well, yeah. Real quick, what is your favorite color?
So before it was red, but recently I've been getting really comfortable with the color purple. It just like it's the main color on my model. When I think of purple, I honestly just think of like this journey that I've been on, and I'm reminded of all my friends and like just the good memories of everything that's happened.
I like it. My twin brother's favorite color is red.
Nice.
What is your least favorite word?
So this was another one that I had trouble with because there's a lot of words that I just don't like. There's too many for me to choose from.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much any word that is used to like put somebody down or just upset them in any way, shape, or form. Because like
anything disparaging.
Yeah. Like I can't stand people that are just like always out there just the whole point of their day is just to go out and like just be just rude to somebody just because they think it's like quote unquote fun. And like that's why like whenever I'm playing games, like I have a zero tolerance toxicity rule. If somebody in my stream starts becoming toxic, I immediately call them out, and I pretty much tell them like, hey, that's not cool. Like you can't be doing that. If you keep it up, like I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Like
yeah,
my main thing with my chat is like I love being 100% transparent with them, with the good things and even the bad. So like if they're messing up, I would want them to know, and I guess like be able to like say that to them so they can change their behavior.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh my gosh, my questions. Next one. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
So I would have to say music. I listen to a lot of music, and like if I'm just listening to something and I can just picture it in my head as the music's playing, like I'm like, oh, that's a really fun idea. Like I want to do that. And like I recently had an idea for a Lethal Company video that I want to do, but it just requires me to play like a lot of Lethal Company.
Yeah.
And and but once I do finally get this video going, it's going to be so much fun to do because it's just going to be like it's going to be like a funny clips video, but it's going to be in tune to the song that I was listening to when I had this idea.
By that same token, what turns you off then?
It would have to be like when real life gets in the way. So like whether it be like just life responsibilities, or even like my depression or my anxiety, because like as much as I like to say that I'm a very creative person and I can get things done when I have ideas.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, we just got raided. Hello, raiders. I'm gonna be quick with this because we're actually nearing the end of our show. But hello, Mistress Bunny. Thank you so much for raiding. Can we get a shout out for Bunny? Hello, my name is Val. I am your friendly neighborhood fembat, and this is my VTuber talk show, the VOD. So yeah, you guys are catching the tail end of my wonderful, wonderful guest here.
Hello.
So, if you could you repeat what you said? So the question was, excuse me. The question was, what turns you off?
So it, like I said, it would have to be like when real life gets in the way. And whether that being just like real life responsibilities, or like my depression or my anxiety. As much as I would like to say that that I'm a creative person, and I can get like most of my ideas done.
Yeah.
It is always just very difficult when something. Sorry, I looked over at Tathan's messaging.
Yeah, he's a wonderful, wonderful person to have as a mod.
But like when my depression and anxiety just like kind of flare up, it's always really hard to work on the fun stuff. But when it comes to like streaming and stuff, I kind of just push through it and end up having a good time. And I don't know, maybe I just have to apply that to more of my creative activities.
Yeah, well, and nobody should ever blame you for emotions, because they are human, and if you repress emotions, that's just no good. And I know, because I go to therapy now. And bottling up your emotions is not good, guys. Don't do what I did. Don't hold your trauma and your sadness and all that. Don't hold that in for about almost 20 years of your life. It's not worth it. But that token also, don't go trauma dumping. That's a streamer and a viewer thing to not do. Yeah, no, I completely get it. Sometimes life can suck when it gets in the way of those moments that matter most. So, did my Discord adjust now? I just got the announcement that I'm live. All right, I'm sorry, because the thing is, I that's where I'm reading my questions from. So I just got anyway. Anywho. What is your favorite curse word?
This one was very easy.
Ah!
But I'd have to say, it is fuck. Definitely.
It's a good one. I'm sorry, I was caught off guard by the sound of the Taco Bell ding made. Thank you for the follow, Eden. Yeah, the F word seems to be a very good one.
It's just one of those ones where like it just helps you like emphasize things.
It does, and it can be used in many different forms. I don't use it as much myself. You want the uwu at the end of the show? Well, I will be the only one doing the uwu because thankfully our guest here knows their worth, because clearly I don't when it comes to these kinds of things.
I can do the uwu. I cannot do the RR.
My gosh, chat is violent today. All right, I'll do my garbage uwu, and then you can do your, show me how it's done.
Okay.
All right. That was not the uwu. All right. Y'all with your Dr. Peppers. All right. Right as I'm about to. All right. I'm sorry. Just broken sound alerts is the funniest thing. Okay, I need to really get on with this. Okay. Gosh dang it, I hate all of you. I love all of you. Ooh. It's not good, it's not bad. It's kind of in between.
I'm sure mine's not gonna be any better. But
oh, I love that. It's adorable. freaking adorable. Love it. Also, hold on. I want to see if this works. Yay, it works! Cool. Our next question. No, that's my motherboard thing. What sound or noise do you love?
Okay, so when I was thinking about this one, I did have trouble coming up with one, but I did come up with something. So, you know those like tubes you can get at like you could get at like book fairs and stuff growing up?
Are you talking about the tubes that go
Yes.
I forget what they're called. Freaking love those things. I still have the one from when I was like a wee lad. And it's like a blue, and the blue is faded. A groan tube. Yeah.
Oh my
it
goodness.
Goes it's my impression of a groan tube.
It's not too far off.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I love that sound. It's a really cool sound. See? Eden knows what's up.
Yeah.
Eden knows what's up. All right, what sound or noise do you hate?
Okay, so this may be a more difficult one to explain.
Yeah?
But so when you're in a small room and like there is a sudden loud noise and then it suddenly cuts off, you know the sound that happens afterwards, and it's kind of like a very it's like a ringing kind of sound. It's the sound vibrations bouncing off the walls still.
Kind of, yeah.
But it's that noise. Like it's like the after effect of when a room is like too loud.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, acoustics are sometimes stupid. Like, yeah, that's all I gotta say, is acoustics are sometimes stupid. Now, our next question. That is, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So, when I was in school, I was in school for graphic design. And just something that always, like, fascinated me. Actually, no, it wasn't always. It was, so, is there anybody here that used to play Apex Legends Mobile? While we sit on that, I will explain why I bring it up. When I played it, I was also playing the console edition of Apex Legends. And so one day I was just like sitting in my room and I was looking at just like the menu UI between the console and the mobile edition. And like I was looking at it and I was just like, I feel like I could do a lot better than this. And like ever since that, I was like really fascinated with like user interface design and like just doing stuff for like video games. Like my original idea was going to be like, oh, I could like design characters for video games, or I could help like develop games in some way.
Yeah.
And like I just like took that idea and like I guess made it a little bit more realistic by categorizing it down to something that I know I could do.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Oh, it makes total sense. It's a fun, it really engages the mind. What profession would you not like to do?
This question had me like angry writing, and I was like, I need to rewrite this. But pretty much like any office job, because like if I have to sit there for 8-9 hours a day and I'm just expected to write things or just like hit buttons over and over, pretty much just be a body to fill a slot, like yes, I am a zombie in my model, but I don't want to be a zombie at work.
It's true. It is maybe because I actually don't mind office work a whole lot, but if it's not fulfilling office work, I just don't like it. You know, because I really enjoy clerical work. You know, because it sounds dumb. I like busy work. So, you know, but I completely
that just people can do busy work, and then there's people that just can't, and I'm just one of those people.
No, I get it. I completely get it. Our last question is this. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
So I had a lot of difficulty with this one because so just tiny little backstory more about me. Like, I grew up Catholic. I went to church every single Sunday. And like I just sitting here just thinking about this question, I was just like, it's like, what would I want him to say? And I don't imagine this is what he would actually say, but I've landed on this. You did everything about right, had a few hiccups, but ultimately you were a good person. Oh, and don't worry, he's not here.
Might I ask? Or is that something you'd rather leave unsaid?
I can explain. Because like unfortunately it does have to do with like my family.
Then say no more. Say no more. So
like I wasn't gonna like name drop or anything.
No.
But...
I completely understand. So, you know, but it's honestly, that's a very good response. It's a very well matured response. Because at least in my mind, at least in my heart, I think the best thing that anybody ever wants to hear is, "You did good, kid." And that's it. Just acknowledging your existence and your effort is perhaps the best thing anybody can receive. So yeah, well, we're 15 minutes over or 12 minutes over, but that's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Yes.
Because I really enjoy this fun, engaging, and enlightening conversation. So thank you so much for being on the show today, Damon. I really appreciate it. You are a wonderful person. And here's hoping we see you again in the future, because again, I always extend it to my guests that I always, after 6 months, I don't mind if they reapply and they want to be back on, because we'd love to see where you are.
I mean, just thank you for having me. This was an amazing experience.
Of course.
But yeah, I will definitely be reapplying after 6 months and
Heck yeah.
Giving everyone a follow-up of how I've been doing with my 2.0 model.
Heck yeah. Well, with that in mind, something else I want to bring up. Guys, if you're not a part of the Discord, join the Discord. Because, one, it's the official Discord server of the VOD, but two, we use it to promote a lot of our guests' work and a lot of our guests' stuff. So please, join the Discord. That way you can talk with not only my previous guests, but you can also talk with me. If you want to be on the show, we are filled for the rest of this season, but when the stuff opens up, you guys will see it in the Discord. Not only that, we have a lot of fun things planned. You know, we hang out. I'll probably be in the VC tonight after stream, after we raid out, so you can join me there. I'll be there for a couple minutes, and I'd love to talk with you guys. But Damon, this is the last and, in my opinion, second most important question. That is, who would you like us to raid?
Oh boy.
While you think of that, I'll continue talking to chat. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. Mods, can we get our raid message up? And guess what? I changed it. It's now VOD Raid and VOD Raid 1. I actually listened to you. But with that, you know, guys, the show would not be possible without not only our guest, but also without you guys. You guys are what make this all worth it. You did what? It's 1, not 11. So please, know that you guys are just as important, if not, you guys are more important than I am in this show. So keep that in mind going forward. Our next guest will be Gremlin VT tomorrow at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard. 8 a.m., I'm sorry, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or that is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We thank you so much for joining us, and who can we raid? Preferably somebody who we haven't raided yet.
Yes, I do have a person. Her name is Centipedal. I'm about to send you her link.
Throw it in chat so everyone can see it.
All right.
Also, the first raid message is for our wonderful subscribers. Consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel because I am able to put that money back into helping the channel and gifting subs. So consider doing it. It's a lot of fun. You also get access to exclusive emotes. The second raid message is for our wonderful followers. Then to Paddle.
She is going to be one of my party members in the tabletop RPG. She did just debut this week.
And she also followed me early in the stream. Heck yeah. Oh, what is that? Oh my gosh. All right. I love mine, but I'm going to steal that one for a moment. So guys, please join me tomorrow. And everybody go support the TheDarlingDaemon. They are a wonderful person. I want to make sure I shout them out one last time before we go. And there it is right there. All right. Oh my goodness. I made an oopsie on my window here. Well, I hope you're ready, because I'm ready to go raid a wonderful person.
Definitely.
Sweet. Well, everybody, I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Val. This has been the TheDarlingDaemon, and this has been the VOD. That's our show. Good night.